Imagine you are stranded in the Sahara Desert, sweltering in the sun with Ebola, and with no medical services to cure your disease. Well, guess what? This is the sad reality faced by 400 million people across the globe. Of that 400 million, without access to medical services, 15 million die each year, and 3.75 million of those are children under the age of 10. Later on in the video, I'll talk about some of the terrible consequences of the lack of basic medical services. But first, I'd like to introduce to you all an outstanding organization that I've been studying for the past 3 months. Medecins Sans Frontières, or Doctors Without Borders in English, is a leading international humanitarian aid organization that received the Nobel Peace Prize in 1999 for outstanding humanitarian work across the globe. MSF has aid programs in 84 developing nations across the world. In 2018, MSF completed 11,218,700 outpatient consultations, admitted 758,200 patients to MSF world-class facilities in Europe and the USA, treated 2,396,200 cases of malaria, and completed 404,700 individual mental health consultations. MSF played a critical role in the 2018 West African Ebola outbreak, where they sent support teams to the area from the first 24 hours of the outbreak being announced, severely reducing the spread of the disease. In 2019, the West African nations of Guinea, Liberia, and Sierra Leone reported no new cases of Ebola for the first time in 6 years. If you would like to support MSF, please look at the contact information below in the description. Back to my point on the terrible consequences in the lack of medical services. During the 2014 Israel-Palestine conflict, 26 out of the 28 public hospitals were destroyed as a result of Israeli airstrikes. This left many Palestinians without the ability to access basic healthcare, resulting in the deaths of 23,000 citizens from infections whose lives would have been saved if only those affected had access to basic healthcare. Conflict is not the only factor that prevents citizens from accessing healthcare. In the last year, the Democratic Republic of the Congo has had 2 separate Ebola outbreaks, resulting in 2,050 deaths from 2,940 reported cases, with a 64% mortality rate. These deaths may have been reduced if adequate medical facilities were available. Long-term corruption, as well as attacks from various belligerent factions across the border, have resulted in an extremely poor healthcare system, where too many deaths that could have easily been avoided take place. Healthcare is a basic human right that all people should have access to. As I've shown today, the lack of medical services in developing nations is a critical issue and needs to be supported by you so that the world can be a better place. MSF and other organizations work tirelessly to help these destitute people, and they need your support and help. You can use the contacts below in the description to make a donation to MSF. Please support MSF. It is a great cause for people across the globe that don't have the same opportunities and rights that you and I do. As stated by Dr. James Orbinski of MSF during the 1999 Nobel Prize acceptance speech, the humanitarian act is the most political of all acts, but if its actions and its morality are taken seriously, it has the most profound political implications. This quote shows why MSF is so important in the fight to resolve the issue of medical services in the developing world. MSF is a truly transparent and independent organization. Once again, please contact MSF and make a change. It doesn't matter how big or small your contribution is, every bit counts. Thank you.